Welcome back to Mystic English, the place where your English grows quietly through stories that touch your heart. Today's video is not about success, money, or power. It's not about becoming a superhero or winning arguments. It's about something quieter, more personal, and far more powerful. Mental strength. Yes, that invisible power inside you that decides how you respond when life gets difficult. Most people think mental strength means never crying, always being positive, or smiling through pain. But in truth, mental strength is not about hiding your feelings. It's about facing them and growing from them. Mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you build day by day, choice by choice, thought by thought. And most of the time, no one notices your strength while you're building it. They only see the calm face, the controlled voice, the quiet presence. But behind that strength, there's a long journey. Today, let me tell you the story of a man named Oliver. He doesn't lift heavy weights or give big speeches, but inside he's strong in a way most people never see. And the best part? His strength didn't come from luck or motivation. It came from small habits, built slowly, when life was trying to break him. This is the story of how Oliver became mentally strong, and how you can too. Oliver is 31 years old. He works at a mid-sized creative agency in a busy city. His job is not bad, but it's not easy either. He lives alone in a small rented apartment. He cooks simple meals. He walks to the metro every morning, sits in the same corner seat, and listens to music while looking out the window. From the outside, nothing seems special. No luxury, no big name, just another face in the crowd. But inside, Oliver is not the same man he used to be. Because 2 years ago, life tested him and he almost broke. It all started when his father passed away suddenly due to a heart attack. One day, he was talking to him on the phone. The next day, he was gone. No goodbye, no warning, just silence. It hit Oliver like a storm. The person who guided him, supported him, and believed in him was no longer there. For days, he couldn't sleep properly. He couldn't focus on anything. The office became a blur. Food lost its taste. He smiled when people talked to him, but inside he felt like a glass slowly cracking. And just when he was trying to get back to normal, he lost his job. His company went through budget cuts, and Oliver's name was on the list. It wasn't his fault, but that didn't make it hurt any less. He felt unwanted, unneeded. The savings he had started to disappear week by week. And as if that wasn't enough, the woman he had planned to marry, someone he had been with for almost 3 years, left him. She said, "You've changed." He said nothing, because deep down, he knew it was true. He had changed. Life had changed him. Now, here's the real story. Oliver could have given up. He could have escaped into alcohol or distractions. He could have blamed the world, but he didn't. Instead, he decided to rebuild, quietly, slowly, one habit at a time. And that's what made him mentally strong. The first habit he built was allowing himself to feel. You see, most people are told to be strong by hiding their emotions. Don't cry, don't show weakness. But Oliver chose the opposite. He let himself cry in the shower, on the rooftop, inside the metro, when a song reminded him of his dad. He didn't fight the pain. He sat with it. He wrote letters to his father in his journal. Sometimes they were angry, sometimes they were full of love. He also talked to a counselor, not because he was weak, but because he wanted to heal. And slowly something changed. The pain didn't go away completely, but it stopped controlling him. He stopped running, and when you stop running from your feelings, you start healing. That was his first real step toward mental strength. The second habit Oliver learned was this: focus only on what you can control and let go of the rest. He realized that in life, Many things are outside our hands. Who leaves? Who stays? Who hurts us? What companies do? And what society expects. But how should we respond? That's ours. 100%. So every time something went wrong, a rude client, a missed train, a delay in salary, Oliver would stop and ask himself, can I control this? If the answer was no, he wouldn't fight it. He would adjust, move forward and protect his peace. He even made a simple rule: no more wasting energy on things he can't change. That one mindset saved him hours of stress every week. Instead of being reactive, he became intentional. That's real strength. Choosing your battles, not reacting to everything. Then came the most powerful habit of all, changing how he spoke to himself. Earlier, every time Oliver made a mistake, he'd punish himself with words. "You're useless. You always mess up. No wonder she left." These words became like poison inside his mind, until one day, he asked himself, if I had a friend who was struggling, would I say these things to him? The answer was no. So why was he being so cruel to himself? From that day, he began treating himself like someone he wanted to protect. He started saying things like, "It's okay. You're doing your best. You're learning. Today was hard, but you showed up." And over time, these gentle words became his new inner voice. His mind began to trust him again. His self-respect returned. Mental strength isn't built by being perfect. It's built by being your own supporter even on your worst days. Oliver also learned to sit with silence instead of distractions. Earlier, when he felt low, he would scroll endlessly, watch random shows, or eat without hunger. Now, he replaced all that with a simple practice: silence. Just sitting near the window at night, no phone, no noise, only his breath. Sometimes he lit a candle. Sometimes he journaled, but he always gave himself space to feel, without judgment. In that silence, he learned the most important lessons. He realized he doesn't need constant stimulation. He needs a connection to himself. And in those quiet moments, he found clarity. That's where real mental strength lives. Not in how loud your life is, but how peaceful your inner world is. Oliver's next habit was something so simple yet so rare in today's world. He stopped comparing his life to others. This might sound like a small shift, but for him, it was life-changing. You see, during the months he was unemployed, Oliver spent hours on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Every scroll felt like a punch to his heart. One friend had launched a startup. Another got married and posted pictures from Italy. Someone else bought a new car, posted it with hashtags like "Blessed Hustle Hard." And here he was, sitting on his bed in an old t-shirt, wondering how to stretch his money for one more week. At first, it crushed him. He started feeling like a failure, like his life was moving in slow motion while others were sprinting ahead. But one evening, something changed. He watched a video on our Mystic English channel. Never compare your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. That video stayed with him. He realized that no one posts about their breakdowns, their arguments, their sleepless nights. People only show what they want you to see. And suddenly, he understood. He was comparing his real life, with all its complexity, to a filtered version of someone else's. From that day on, he made a rule: no comparison. If someone was doing better, he clapped for them. If someone was struggling, he prayed for them. But he stopped judging his journey based on his destination. Instead, Oliver began competing only with who he was yesterday. He created a personal progress journal. Each week, he wrote down one thing he handled better than the week before. Didn't shout in traffic. Woke up at 7 for 4 days. Said no without guilt. These small wins became his new fuel. Slowly, His eyes shifted from the world outside to the world inside, and that gave him peace, true peace. Mental strength doesn't come from winning against others. It comes from walking your own path with clarity and courage. Another habit that changed Oliver deeply was this. He started keeping promises to himself, even the small ones. Earlier, when life was hard, he often made excuses. I'll start journaling tomorrow. I'll go for a walk next week. I'll call my mom later. But he never followed through, and with every broken promise, his confidence went down. It wasn't just about the habit, it was about trust. If you don't keep your own promises, how will your mind believe you? So Oliver began to change that. He started small, just 10 minutes of walking every morning. Even when it rained, even when he slept late, he showed up. Then he added a water reminder, 3 bottles per day. Then, a 10-minute reading habit before sleep. He didn't try to become a new person overnight, he just kept small promises. And every time he followed through, he felt a little stronger, a little more in control. And slowly, those small promises added up. He rebuilt his self-trust. He no longer needed outside motivation because inside, his word meant something again. That's real strength, the kind that lasts. And then, perhaps the most surprising habit of all, he learned how to ask for help. Yes, you heard that right. Asking for help is not a weakness, it's wisdom. Earlier, Oliver used to believe that strong people handle everything alone, that asking for support made you look fragile or dependent. But during his darkest months, he realized something powerful. Even the strongest trees have roots deep underground, holding them steady. And human beings are no different. We need a connection. We need support. We are not meant to carry every burden alone. So Oliver started with one simple step. He called his older sister and said, "I'm not okay. Can we talk?" She didn't judge. She just listened. Then he reached out to a therapist. He started joining a small community group at his local library. Not for any big goal, just to be around people with calm energy. And slowly, his heart softened, his shoulders relaxed. Because asking for help doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. Strong people know how to lift others, but they also allow themselves to be lifted when needed. So, what have we learned from Oliver? Mental strength is not built in a gym. It's built in moments when no one is watching. It's built when you cry, but don't give up. When you fail, but try again. When you speak kindly to yourself, even on the worst days. When you let go of control and find peace in the now. When you stop comparing your journey. When you show up for yourself. When you ask for help without shame. This is the kind of strength that doesn't shake when the storm comes. It bends, it breathes, and it survives. Oliver's story is not rare. It's real. And it can be yours too. So today, if you're going through a hard time, if the world feels heavy, if your mind feels loud, just take a deep breath. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're simply becoming stronger day by day, quietly, just like Oliver did. Write in the comments, "I am building mental strength, one habit at a time." And if this story helped you feel seen or understood, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mystic English, where we don't just teach English, we help you grow, heal, and rise through the power of stories.